Okay, we've got some things to get through. I almost started streaming without changing the title, but I caught on. So it's fine. But hello everyone. You are currently listening to my Bugtown playlist on Epidemic Sound. Link has always been in the description of the VOD. Once again, a reminder, you cannot download these songs unless you are subscribed. But, you can listen to them, so... Today, we've got two things I want to do. Let me lower this volume a little bit. So number one, we actually have three things. Number one, we're going to watch a video for research together. I've already pre-watched this, so I'm going to skip around to things that aren't important. We're going to have until, like, 4 o'clock. It is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over here. We're going to have around until, like, 4 o'clock-ish when we're going to join up with Rain and fight the Wither. So we're going to try and have to react to this in about an hour. Then, after we finish fighting 2 Withers with Rain, we are going to build. Because I have finished the TEAHOUSE build, I have gathered all the resources for the TEAHOUSE build, so I'm going to take you around, give you a quick look through, and then we're going to try and start planning out where we want our builds to go in that massive ocean that we haven't touched yet. This is going to be the first build in our frozen ocean temple complex with the Muromachi architectural stylings. Big day! Big day! We're going to get beacons, and we're going to get our first build on the MEGABUILD. First portion of it done. So there's a lot happening today. There's a lot riding on today. Let me actually change the title. So, now that's all the way, let's start getting to the video. So we're going to pause the music. We're going to switch to this. Aha! You can see on the right side of my screen is just more Japan stuff or music to listen to as background sound. Look. Look. That is loud. We're beginning Japanology. Let's go, gang.
A bowl of ceremonial tea served from the heart. The aim of the Japanese tea ceremony is to create a profound bond between the participants. The tea implements are carefully selected and laid out.
So the point is here, they're doing a quick summary of how the whole ceremony works, so we can talk over this because they're going to go into more detail later. But the importance of TEAHOUSE architecture is not within the architecture itself. The architecture itself is very simple, but the reasons behind the architecture is the reason it's so important to get correct. And so to explain why I built things the way I did, I feel like it'd be more prudent to show it in practice and then show how I adapted it for Minecraft. And so and also make sure that I included every part of the ceremony, because parts of the architecture are dictated by how the ceremony is supposed to be performed. And so that's why we're here.
Implemented by a seasonal flower arrangement. The tea ceremony as it's known today was developed by the 16th century tea master Sen no Rikyu. He stressed the importance of offering sincere and heartfelt hospitality to all guests.
It is not.
Regardless of status or rank.
Well, it might be nice to have just in case.
A radical new style of tea
so they're discussing what they're going to cover this. We're not going to watch this part because it's not important to what we need today, and we're not going to watch this either. But they are very interesting. If you want to watch this on your own, you should. This is the title of the video. The title of the channel is Unofficial Begin Japanology. It's very interesting, but it's not important. We're just covering architecture.
We explore the essentials of the tea ceremony, looking at its development and the place it holds in Japanese culture.
Hello and welcome to Begin Japanology. I'm Peter Barakan. Today we're going to be taking a look at the rather rarefied world of the tea ceremony. Tea, of course, is enjoyed around the world. There are many different types of tea, prepared and served in a variety of different ways. The kind of tea that's used in the tea ceremony is a powdered form of green tea, which is called matcha.
Yeah, so now you know matcha's Japanese.
then dried,
It's
which then
if you've ever had like matcha prepared the traditional way and not the mass-produced way that obviously has to be done for so many people ordering it from every other place, it's delicious. And like if you have matcha and other things besides tea, it's also fantastic.
the tea ceremony is not just about enjoying
But
the
it's
taste of
unfortunately like
tea.
places like that are
There's a
like
strong philosophical
you need to get your
element
matcha as fast as possible. You're not going to get it as the best it can be. The floor here is important. They don't mention the tatami mats. They are a very specific unit of measurement that is not possible to achieve in Minecraft. You might think, okay, here's the deal. They are perfectly proportioned in the way that one side, like the height, quote unquote, is 1/2 of the width, or the width is 2 times the height, right? It is perfectly proportioned in this manner, but its proportions are not 1 meter by 2 meters. And that becomes a problem because Minecraft works solely in meters, and these things are off of the meter measurement chart. And so you have to also, if you look how small they are. In Minecraft, if we were trying to equate 1 meter by 2 meters, the room would only be 3 blocks wide. And that's just not enough room for a Minecraft player. For like in real life, that's perfectly reasonable amount of space. Like if you were to go in there, it wouldn't be an issue. But it's just too small for a Minecraft player, and there's no 1.5 blocks in Minecraft either to like try and keep it as small as possible while expanding upon it. Well, at least horizontally, you can have a slab on top of a block, and that'd be 1.5 blocks tall. But that's besides the point. So I went to put the 2 block wide, so it goes 2x4 for each tatami mat, quote unquote. And this is just what I had to work with. It's unfortunate, but it's just like a creative liberty you have to take.
aspect is the spirit in which the host welcomes the guests. Elaborate preparations take place, from the layout of the tea garden to the tea room itself, also the choice of the tea implements, the decorative hanging scroll, the flower arrangement, even the food or sweets that are served with the tea. And in each of these aspects, form and etiquette have been further refined over the centuries, each becoming a sort of mini art form in itself, although as part of the tea ceremony. So you could say that the tea ceremony is the mother of all Japanese art forms. First, let's take a look at the variety.
I'm sorry, Peter Barakan just glazes the hell out of Japan. This video especially.
Types of tea ceremony that are held at different times of the year.
Throughout the year, tea ceremony gatherings are held to mark and reflect the changing seasons. At the start of the year, each major tea school holds a special event known as Acquaintance.
This is not
Takes
important.
which have been held. Tea is the venue for Nodate. Tea and
Again, all of it very interesting, not important for us.
this ritual called All Chamori.
I do want to let you guys see how they make matcha.
This ritual called All Chamori dates back to the 13th century. The tea is served in massive bowls 30 centimeters in diameter and weighing 5 kilograms, which are passed around for participants to drink from. In the old days, the head priest would make offerings of tea to the Buddha, which would then be passed around among the local congregation. That is how the ritual started. The practice of the tea ceremony is spreading around the world.
Sorry.
Where visitors are
I do want to go. This one cracks me up.
Musée Guimet in Paris. An authentic tea room has been constructed where visitors are given a taste of the tea ceremony.
So this is a French museum.
Japanese
All these people
style
are
tea
French
gatherings
people.
like this are now being held in many other countries.
And it's just, I don't know, something about it cracks me up. Especially those glasses. Like, this guy thinks he's elite. Okay, I'm just reading it. I'm just reading into their personalities based on how they look and how they dress. But like, isn't it, like, you go to a museum in France, and then suddenly there's a clearing in the middle of the museum, and there's a traditional Japanese woman wearing full garb, kimono and all, who is prepared a matcha with like bamboo whisk, and like you all take turns sipping from the same bowl. You have to perform the ceremony. You have to like turn the bowl. You got to clean it, and it's just like,
As you've just seen,
Really?
tea gatherings can take a number of different forms, but
all these white people are doing that.
last about 4 hours. The time of
I'm not Japanese. So like if I were to go, I would be the same amount of fish out of water in a Japanese tea house. But I don't know. It's just something about that felt, when I watched it the first time, I just got absolutely blasted. Whoa, what are y'all doing? Oh, I don't have a seating area.
The day that a tea ceremony is held will vary depending on the purpose, who's going to be there, and also the time of year. Generally speaking, they start at noon, but in the summer, where it can get very hot and humid, tea gatherings can start as early as 6 o'clock in the morning. Conversely, for people who go out to work, recently there are tea gatherings also held in the evenings. Next, let's take a look at exactly what happens during the course of a tea ceremony.
There we go.
At a traditional tea ceremony, guests first...
These lanterns. I wanted to make sure I had these lanterns. Pain in my ass to try and develop. I had to use armor stands. I couldn't do it with normal Minecraft blocks. And they look nice. They're just not how I would have preferred. I would have preferred, like, a more classical way. It's whatever.
Through a formal garden to reach the tea house. Before entering, they pause at a shelter fitted with a bench. Enjoying the view of the garden, they put themselves in the right frame of mind for the tea ceremony ahead. The garden evokes a rustic scene of nature with few colourful flowers. It's a setting intended to soothe the spirit. As they walk through the garden, the guests reach the tsukubai, a stone bowl with a hollow carved into it.
Yeah, I need to make this. I didn't make it prior. So it is the seating area I've missed and the tsukubai. Let me write that down.
Which is filled with water. This water is used for washing the hands and rinsing the mouth, a symbolic ritual of purification before the ceremony. The tea house will have only a very narrow entrance. This is called the Nijiri Guchi.
Notice how she had to crawl through it? That's... I also have...
The host doesn't greet the guests yet, but the room has been carefully prepared. There's a decorative scroll hanging in the tokonoma alcove. On this one, the calligraphy reads, "Intoxicated by ume plum blossom." It's a poetic allusion to the season, early spring. Next to the scroll is a small vase holding a sprig of ume blossom.
Vase, not virus. I know they're British, but come on.
Understated, yet composed with great deliberation. The implements used for serving the tea are a crucial element in the tea ceremony.
So, I don't really have a way to represent this unless I get into some crazy armor stand stuff. So I didn't. I put a furnace in the floor to represent the fire pit that is cooking, and a brewing stand on top of it to represent the teapot. I wasn't about to do all that.
Most tea gatherings have a theme, and the implements are chosen accordingly. The guests appreciate the tea implements selected by the host. Before the tea is prepared, sweet confections are served to the guests. As with the decoration of the room, they often evoke the season. Tasting this morsel of sweetness before drinking the tea serves to accentuate the mild bitterness of the tea itself. Finally, the host prepares the tea and serves it to the guests.
So I am letting this part play out in its entirety, besides me pausing every now and then, because I don't want to show the rest of it, even though it's fascinating, and I do want to teach, I want it to be taught, I want it to be learned by others. It's not my content, even if it is another channel that's unofficially uploading all of this stuff. It's not, I didn't make it, and it feels wrong to just freeboot that, so like, I'm pausing so I can give commentary in between, to not just be like, look, you can watch it through me instead. Oh, buddy, you can just watch it through me instead. And I'm leaving the ceremony in its entirety because it is relevant, even though some of it isn't necessary to the architecture. But it's like, hey, look, just let it slide. Just let it slide.
The specific actions performed in preparing the tea are known as temae. They're precisely defined to achieve great elegance with only the subtlest of movements. The matcha is taken from the tea caddy using a bamboo scoop. The amount is carefully measured, so there will be 3 scoops of tea in the bowl for each of the guests. Water has been heated up in the kettle. This is ladled over the tea in the bowl. The elegance with which each of these actions is performed is one of the ways for the host to demonstrate his or her deep consideration for the guests. The matcha is then mixed with the hot water using a bamboo tea whisk. The tea is ready.
The tea.
This bowl of tea is the expression of the host's deep intention to make the guests feel welcome.
It's genuinely fascinating how they pass the bowl
A
around.
single tea bowl is used, which is passed from one guest to the next. There are also prescribed forms of action that guests must observe at tea gatherings. Each movement has its own significance. After receiving the bowl, it must be turned slightly before drinking from it. This is done to avoid placing one's mouth on the surface that is considered the front of the bowl. It's a gesture of respect for the host. After sipping the tea, each guest wipes the rim of the bowl out of consideration for the person who will drink from it next.
Then they turn it back around. So now the next person has to show respect for the host. It's all about the gestures.
The host demonstrates solicitude for the guests. The actions of the guests express consideration for each other. This shared sense of respect and mutual warmth is what makes tea gatherings so special.
There's a spiritual element in the tea ceremony which is strongly based in the philosophy of Zen Buddhism. And there's an idealized concept of how participants at a tea ceremony are supposed to deport themselves, which is often expressed in Japanese in the phrase wake seijaku. The Japanese have a preference for proverbs which are written in 4 characters like that. Wa means harmony, ke is respect, sei is purity, and jaku is tranquility. First, the idea of harmony. This is both between the host and the guests, and also among the guests themselves. The idea being that everybody enjoys a peaceful atmosphere with an added sense of profundity. Then you have respect, the idea being that everyone is considerate of everybody else all the time. Purity, as we saw in the video just now, all of the guests wash their hands and rinse their mouths before entering the tea room. But it's not just about external purity. The idea is that you purify yourself spiritually as well for the tea gathering. And finally, tranquility. The idea is that everyone remains calm the whole time. For us Westerners, of course, the idea of sitting on your knees for several hours at a stretch may be a little bit taxing.
I think that's just taxing for the Japanese as well.
The guests at the tea ceremony keep these 4 principles in mind the whole time. It's the strong spiritual element which gives the tea ceremony its cultural significance. Next, we're going to take a look at how it developed and gained this level of depth.
The practice of drinking matcha spread in Japan in the 12th century. It began after the Zen Buddhist priest Eisai returned from China bringing seeds of the tea plant.
I don't remember this part's important.
The ritual of tea drinking began to change. Opulent Hideyoshi.
Ah, yeah, here it is. Here it is.
Sakai started using opulent tea implements, and their tea gatherings became lavish affairs.
And they became a philosophy known as Taian.
Figures such as Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the warlord who completed the unification of Japan. Hideyoshi had risen from humble origins. As a way to show off his authority, he created an extravagant tea room covered entirely in gold, in which he held tea gatherings. In those days, samurai warriors and merchants often used such gatherings for negotiations. tea ceremonies were an opportunity for them to boast of their power by exhibiting the expensive tea implements they owned. In 1587, Hideyoshi held a huge tea gathering at Kitano in Kyoto. Tea ceremony aficionados from all over Japan attended, more than 800 people in all. Hideyoshi made his golden tea room the center of the event, displaying his precious tea implements. It was a demonstration of the power and prestige he had gained. But one tea master made a stand against all this opulence: Sen no Rikyu, the pivotal figure in the development of the tea ceremony in Japan. According to Rikyu, the essential aspect of the tea ceremony was to establish a
when I mentioned Taiyan earlier, I almost called it Senori-Kyu because he was the guy that made it. Like, no, it's the Taiyan type of tea. Tai, I believe, comes from chai, because chai means tea, and Dai also... T and CH were very interchangeable in a lot of translations. So Dai An, like that's how we pronounce. So, like it sounds like chai. It's like when you translate from one language to another, words get messed up. Like if they're loan words, if they're it's not conjugate. Conjugate is how you change your verb. It's a word that oh oh like loan words. That's a it's like cafe or like leitmotif. Like these are words from other languages that are now in your language. But there's another word for it that starts with a C. But it's like when they change the word to fit the language, right? Like we didn't change cafe or tortilla. Uh, we changed, but like in Spanish, like televisión is not the same as television, or like in Japan, how it's terubi, or so like what? It's when you change the word. I know what this is. It's not terubi. It's terebi. Uh, but it's gonna kill me. It's gonna ruin my day. Cognate. Ah, there it is. The reason that I kept thinking of conjugate is because my Spanish professor kept calling cognates conjugates. And I was like, that doesn't sound right, but he knows more than me. And then later on, when he started talking about verb conjugates, I'm like, well, they can't both be conjugates. But yeah, there you go, cognates. Oh.
closeness between the host and the guests.
But yeah, chai and thai, I think, are cognates.
Taiyan is a tea room that Rikyu designed.
Thai on.
It's a vivid embodiment of the spirit that he brought to the tea ceremony. The doorway is just 67 centimeters high. To enter the room, guests have to crouch down and duck their heads through. Even people of high status had to adopt that posture of humility as they entered.
Mm-hmm.
Rikyu believed that a tea gathering should be a place where relations between people are unaffected by differences in rank and status. The interior is tiny. just big enough to fit 2 tatami mats, an area of 3.3 square meters. There is absolutely no ornamentation. In this austere space, the guests would find themselves squeezed together as they drank their tea. Rikyu believed that this kind of space fostered a deeper sense of human fellowship. The practice of drinking from the same tea bowl was another of Rikyu's innovations. Through the intermediary of the bowl, people are, in a sense, touching lips. This fosters an intimacy that transcends distinctions of status.
I think that's really sweet. I think that's really cute. It's like they're not actually having to kiss, but they're using the intimate idea of touching lips in order to translate into the intimacy between the people, without ever them having to make them actually do it. So it's like using it's something you see a lot through art. It's using the idea of something, representing it differently, but using it to get the same message across. And this is especially like symbolism like this is especially prevalent in like modern contemporary art. And so when people are like, I hate modern art, it's like that's because there's a lot of hacks when it comes to modern art, but there is some genuinely beautiful modern art. Hold on. I have some written down somewhere. Is this the right notebook? Oh, that's not it. I was right the first time. I was in the correct notebook the first time. It should be piece called if I can find it. Was it by Johns? I don't think it was by Jasper Johns. It was a really cool one. Odalise, Bugtown, Black Market, Johns, Flag, The Critic Sees, iBox, Target with Plaxter Cast. It might be that. No, it was definitely Target. It was definitely Target. Okay. That's a really nice piece that I like. There's a sculpture that I really like. It's this statue. I did a sketch of it because I thought it was cool. I believe it's called Sentinel. Yeah. It's by Smith, David Smith. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Rikyu left this quote: "Let the tea be simple and your hospitality heartfelt. Tea without frills, tea served from the heart. This is the way to truly make your guests feel welcome. It's simple and yet very profound. That's what Rikyu sought in the tea ceremony." This spirit of the tea ceremony survived the onslaught of westernization that swept through Japan from the second half of the 19th century. In fact, it was adopted as an essential part of the education of young ladies. The practice of the tea ceremony just as saying share a tea the moment should be saying again.
I believe that's it. Yeah, because then we get to this part, which is about like the modernization of like how you could recreate it with like modern art ideals, which was cute, but not important. And then the rest of it was talking about how children are taught the tea ceremony for like manners and stuff, which again, cute, not relevant. So now that that's all done, let's open the game. I turned my sounds off so I could just make sure everything was working in the background while we were watching the video. But here we are. Here are all the resources we're going to need. Now, this isn't all the resources we're going to need, period. These are all the resources for this part. I am then going to connect this stone to the ocean floor and then also add more gravel to, like, smooth it out. But islands are not floating structures in the ocean. There are floating islands where they are not tethered to the seafloor, but most islands are. And so we are going to be creating a tethered island, or just an island. Floating islands are the distinction. Normal islands are the tethered islands are the norm. Anyway, so this is the interior of the tea house. This is the exterior. So we went with the huge mossy, grassy growths all along the ocean, all along the floor. outside the tea house. And instead of isolating it with walls to separate it from the outside area, one, this is a tea house that is going to be in the middle of an ocean, in the middle of a temple complex, so it's going to be a quiet area anyway. And we have separated by being on that ocean, so there's going to be a huge lake, quote unquote, surrounding it. And then we put some bamboo as well to have some natural barriers, and so it gives an enclosed space while still being open. Because we are going to be walking up to it along this path, and then we're going to put like lily pads on the outside around. We have a little pond right here. We have some frozen like ice along the ceiling, along the roof, and this area as well to represent that it's a very cold area. But we have like glow lichen and sea pickles to keep the whole thing from freezing over. We have a lot of plant life. We have these bushes, and we have redstone blocks within the bushes in order to give the idea that there's fruit within the bush. We have these pillars. I've used some fence gates for some shaping work. This is the main path. Now there's not a lot of actual plants. I use the moss to give like an idea of like, oh, there's plants everywhere. And I use carpets of both green wool and moss carpets in order to give elevation changes. So it looks like there's more plant life than I've really planted. There is some grass around the place, along with some bamboo. And these nice trees. I'm really proud of these trees. I wanted to keep them small and out of the way. They have some sea pickles in them to give more shape. And so like they're there, but they're not intrusive. They give the illusion that there is a lot more plant life going on than there is. It is really the main point. And so it feels dense and with foliage, but it's not too obtrusive, so you can actually walk through it. And it's messing up how the armor stands actually look, but this looks really nice when I'm going to get to working on it. And so that is the exterior. I made this part smaller than that part, which is larger, because I wanted it to be... The whole thing with tea houses, they didn't mention it in there, but tea houses are meant to be asymmetrical. They're meant to have very asymmetrical design philosophies. And so everything part of this is asymmetrical. The trees aren't the same size. The tea house is longer on one side than the other. The bamboo, the foliage, like all the tea is shifted to the left, while there's a lot of empty space on the right. If you go inside, the room does not have symmetry. This part is pushed back while this part is forward. This part is longer than this part. The walls aren't the same. The doorway isn't lined up. Like, it's all purposely asymmetrical. Like, look at that. Asymmetry, asymmetry. Nothing in this house is symmetrical, and that is the most important part. Left side different than right side. The ceiling. This side different than this side. This part, this part. And now all of this is meant that I'm going to store all my potion stuff in this room. That's what all these barrels are for. And so that'll be the brewing of the teas. But then below, because I made this banner, I thought, wow, we should probably have a place to store all our wools. So I'm going to put a sheep farm underneath. This is 10 blocks under, which is fine because it's going to be an island. And so this is to stop the sounds from coming through. And then we're going to have 32 sheep, 2 for each color, cycling around here. We're going to put 9 shears into this area. And that's going to be about all doing it. That's going to be about it. We are going to steal some sheep from Rain. We're going to take 2 and then start breeding them up. But for 9 shears, we're going to need 18 iron. So we're just going to grab that real quick. That way it doesn't fill up our box. Easy, we've been gathering a lot of resources. We're going to start talking to Rain at 4 or 5-ish. I told them 4, because they asked me what time, and they said what time is good for you, and blah, blah, blah. Whole conversation. Now, we're going to start flying over to where we want our base to be. And so this is how much we've explored. And I've been thinking of putting it, because this is where Luna lives. Alright, zombie, we get it, we get it. Gosh. Oh, I'm out of rockets, hold on. Let me make some more rockets. I have gunpowder in here, but these are for potions exclusively. I just want to make sure I didn't leave any paper in there. Also, oh, while we're here. Oh, let me put the music on. There we go. I have completed the super smelter. So it all functions. Why isn't this going through? What is locking it? It keeps like shutting down on me for some reason. Something's locking it. I don't know what's locking it. Is it really this block? Let me just click this. Let me try this. Okay, well that didn't work the way I wanted. Let's quickly take a rail from over here. And hopefully that should unlock it. No, it's still locked. Okay, now it's working. Okay, we fixed it. Gosh, I've been dealing with that for ages. Like, it's genuinely been starting, like, it's been backing itself up because of it. But we have it, we solved. Gosh. There. This is the super smolder. The kelp gets farmed, it grows. It goes up to the water stream, it gets pushed into the hopper line. It goes into here. It gets cooked up and turned into kelp blocks by the auto-crafting system. Then it eventually fills up this box. As you can see here, it distributes itself into here, giving us fuel forever. So every time we'll need to smelt something, like in large quantities, that's our guy. Alright, right, we need to make rockets. I need to get to making that gas farm, like, ASAP. Alright, let's start scoping out the area that we would like to occupy. So, we have claimed this entire frozen ocean. So we could do really whatever we want with it. And I like the idea of just vast, expansive ice, like, not traversable at all, realistically, unless you're a Minecraft player. And just, like, in the center of it, you see this calm, peaceful oasis. Which is why this region is what I've been eyeballing on chunk base, but now we have to actually, like, commit to that. So I want to go out and explore the area and find, like, the perfect area. Definitely not near the ocean monument. Those are the yokai. They're protecting the place. Oh. Oh, this is a nice area without water. I mean, without ice. I think in the middle here, we put, like, our temple and pagoda. And to, like, properly, like, we don't want it facing towards spawn, because it's like maybe they're welcoming people from spawn. But if you have the exits facing this way, it's like, oh, they truly came from a faraway area and settled here with no idea of what's going on over there. So I think temple and pagoda can go here. And then the tea house can be a ways away. We can put it, like, here. Now, I like this area for the temple grounds. And somehow they brought plant life with them. So we want this place to feel very nature-esque, despite the harsh cold. Like, it's magical how lively it is. So if we put a tea house, like the temple pagoda here, we can, like, have them traverse over a bridge to this ice island. And then, like, the tea house can be, like, tucked away here. With another bridge. We're going to rotate it so that it faces the way we would like it to. Well, see, we had it so that the pathway is diagonal this way. So we put the temple pagoda here. It would make more sense if this faces the temple pagoda, the doorway that is. Now, we're going to have the first layer there. The slabs, I think, are supposed to be submerged, is what I intended. Oh, hold on, let me raise it up one. Yeah, the gravel's supposed to be submerged. For sure. So this is supposed to be underwater. Which means that this part also has to be on water level. Now that I'm looking at it, because we want the farm to be here, right? I can hide extra blocks. That didn't work the way I thought it would. Let me... It might be prudent to drain this specific part. Like, we just set up a border here. Not even all the way to the ocean floor. Just a border here. We put sponges so that this is clear. And then we can put water back in. I think that's our best shot. But we're going to set a waypoint. Look how far everything is from each other. This is I was trying to find spawn, and I set up nether portals, and they were all in the wrong place. Did I show you what I did at spawn? I finished that. I did finish the prank that I was getting all the materials for. Hold on. I don't remember if I showed it. Oh, I didn't. I just did secret building time, but I never showed what we were gathering the resources for. I have to show that. Okay, so now that we have this set up, we're going to set up a new nether portal over there. I have to figure out... I think I'm going to put the portal inside of the pagoda. A lot of crazy... Oh my god, this thing is far. Is this the one that I ruined? Yeah, this is the one I defaced. Awesome. Also, I think I didn't know if I mentioned this. I renamed my pickaxes, so my Silk Touch pickaxe is named Kinu, after Silk. And my Fortune pickaxe is named Unse, after Fortune. There's different words, a lot of different words for luck and fortune. I chose Unse. I think it had the closest connotation to what the pickaxe is. But yes, I am here to grab sponge. And some expendable blocks. And let's start moving our shulker boxes. Be cool. Okay, look. This is what I've been doing a lot because I don't have the gas from yet, and so my gunpowder is limited on how many creepers I kill. I've just been flying up real high. Letting the wind take me. And then we can flood it back when we're over. So we're going to put building materials. It's best probably if we put them here for now. And we don't... Can I reach them from here? Alright, expendable blocks go. There you go. That way now I can reach everything. You know, let's get rid of this. Just to get some blocks back. There you go. So, we're gonna start here, I think. Yeah, best idea. So we're just trying to get rid of the top layer. I'm improvising this, so this plan is liable to failure. Subject to failure. Either one, I think, is proper terminology. They use definitions correctly. I'm gonna assume. Yeah. I think we can get away with, let me out, thank you. Let me just get a water source again real quick. I like that there. What if we just hollow? I don't want to fly all the way back. Well, the barrier is temporary, you know. So we could probably use some of the stone. Oh, wow, this is trippy. Oh, let's get out of there. There you go. We could use some of this. Because we're going to get rid of this border anyway. I'm sorry. I thought Benny would send me something important. That was on me. Oh. They're like, I just saw a new Mr. Fantastic tech on Marvel Rival. I'm like, oh, what's that? It's the video is completely unrelated. All right. I thought if I was able to go on a diagonal line hard enough, it would just work. Where do you think you're going? It's like semi-working. I might still need to do it in Pat. Hello, drowned. Oh, and getting rid of the... Oh, okay. Okay. We'll need to do the grid regardless. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess while we wait for rain... Oh, I got a text. My Discord seems to have crashed. There you go. Rain does not trust our abilities, apparently. They're like, can you please make iron for golems? It's like... I'm sure I can kill it without this. Look at my little grids. We're gonna get a 3 over there. Okay. And now we just go poop, 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 poop. Look how easy. Look at this. It's a grid. One day I'm just gonna have Vocaloid music play. No one can stop me. I'm just gonna put some Regina and Ren. I'm gonna put some Miku. Those are the only ones I know. Like, I have a playlist of Rina and Ren. I believe people call them Rina and Len, and it's like... It's either Rina and Ren or Lina and Len. Either you anglicize it or you don't. If their computer is turning on... which means we're gonna do the Wither fight soon, so... Like, this is a massive area to be building. Like, I feel like I always think to myself, I mentioned this during the other day, it's like, I don't do mega builds. This is my first mega build, and like, you'll see like the buildings I have made. Like, they're not mega, but they're huge. Like the copper apartment tower that I did in my industrial district on Pwip 2. I'm not high enough to do the trick. Yeah, this is trick. You look down at 45. You pull up at 45. Look down at 45. There you go. What is this? What the hell happened? Rain! This was rain! Alright, I came here because first I wanted to do this. I'm gonna go. It skipped the first one. Ah, for Christ's sake. It's because of that stupid activator rail. Oh, it still got 6 in the end. We let it slide? Question mark. That was these kelp are from when it got blocked up, and I was trying to fix it by just getting rid of the excess. There you go. Okay, that's all functioning. I'll grab like 3 iron golems worth. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 iron golem. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is rain we're talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. That's our insurance. Look, I think it's done smelting already. Yeah, it is. It's just so fast. It's so convenient to have a super smelter. Let's get some levels actually. For I don't like it whenever my Elijah's even if it's a little bit low. Let's shake off goods. Let me in. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need to set up a portal. So high raid. I be prepping. I be building. I'm so preppy. The way I'm preparatory. Look how smooth that was. There we go. I might have to do this for every single build now that I'm realizing the endeavor that I've set about. Should I have made these 4x4? Ah. Okay, we can fix that on the next go. See, this is why we trial run. Bro. Oh, that reminds me of... I was playing some Marvel Rivals with Benny yesterday. And I'm playing Penny Parker. Penny Parker is known for one thing, and it's her webs. She can stun an enemy that is coming at her very, very easily. She will shoot you with a web, and you'll be stunned for like a second, second and a half, I think. Maybe it's less than a second. It's a short window of time, but you're just not allowed to do anything, which is, you know, typical in fighting games. That's the thing that happens. It's like, but the thing is with if you're playing Scarlet Witch, you have your ultimate attack is just eviscerate. Everyone evaporates within like a good radius, like a pretty large radius, unless they're hiding behind a wall. If you get caught by this attack, this ult attack, you will evaporate. And so it has a really large charge up time to balance the fact that it's so powerful. And the way that this functions then is that if somebody is able to stun her, it sounds correct, yeah. If someone has managed to stun her while she's using her charge up, then she cannot go through with the attack. That's another way that they've balanced it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so typically, if you're a Penny Parker with a good aim, you just shoot her with your web and stun her, and so therefore the ult gets cancelled. And I think it's either reset to 50% or to 0. And she has to recharge her ult. Now that's something Penny is famous for doing. This is one of the main things after the 2-3 months. Sort of what, December? So December is, well, we're on our 4th or 5th month now. Like, this is something she's known for doing. It's imperative to me that you all understand a Scarlet Witch starts ulting maybe 10 meters to my right, then progressively gets closer and closer to my location until she's literally against my character model. We are rubbing characters. And she just keeps, like, the ult's nowhere near finished. It's actually like, oh, she was almost finished. She gets closer. Oh, it's just scary for me. It's like, no, I'm just sitting there like, what are you doing? And so I just web her and then no more ult. Like I let her cook for like 5 full seconds. Like, pure, yeah, and then I just web her. I was just like, what a insane thing to choose to do. Mind-boggling. But that's what that drown coming up to me reminded me of. It's like, you are coming up to one of the people who can directly kill you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But, look, man. Alright, rain is online, so we can start heading over. After empathy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rain said they set up a tunnel full of chickens so that they can, like, turn the chicken into, like, wither roses. So, oh, they crashed. Back to placing blocks it is. Oh, they came back. No. Right, let's finish placing blocks anyway. Let's see which block. Which is closer to me? I'm really about equidistant between Luna's portal, which is right here, and my portal. So you might as well fly over to Luna's, because it's in the direction we want to be in. That's just in case. Off for the wither roses? There you go. Right. Hello. Uh-oh, there's no rain. So sad. Oh, I heard a
Testing,
sound.
testing.
Hello.
Oh, hold on. Can you test that real quick?
Hello.
Can you say something again?
Hi.
Your voice is coming from the laptop, not from my headphones, but the Minecraft sounds are coming from my headphones.
This is an issue I used to have when I played on a laptop.
So, speaker. Headset. Testing?
Testing.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, so you know how I was gonna be home this weekend. I like a month ago, my sister and I switched calls, so I'm actually on call right now, so I'm at her house on her laptop. And the upside of this is I will not be on call at all in the month of May.
Guess the build's coming back, baby.
I guess the build's coming back. It would help if I grabbed the wither skulls. That would make this an easier process. If I did not leave them on the wall upstairs.
I once again forgot to bring bedrock breaking stuff, but I do have my own ender pearls, so...
Yay!
Every single time I am... Like, once I get this gas farm up and running, I can use rockets willy-nilly. This distance won't be as bad. But because I'm trying to be conservative with my rockets, it's like, damn, this flight is just... It takes so long.
That's okay. I was gonna try and hatch one more round of chickens. And then gotta wait for them to grow up. Because they die when they're babies. They don't drop wither roses.
This is certainly a forest. This is just a biodiverse area. Got jungles, we got dark oaks.
I am inside the house.
I am aware. I saw your name tag. I was looking around for more trees, but they seem to have been chopped down.
Yes. Down the...
There's so many fish.
Just keep going downstairs.
No, I can see you. It's just, it's just there's a lot of fish.
The side of the hole that doesn't have the ladder has a thing of water. Hello.
Interesting setup.
I have... Let's see.
They seem to be having conflicts on that one block over there.
Yes, they really want to live there. I've got the actual wither fighting tunnel set up like a block to the side.
Yeah.
We do have to wait a bit so that the last ones can grow up. Otherwise, we're just killing baby chickens for no reason.
I mean, they might have grown up to be terrible chickens. They might deserve them.
Careful, don't break those.
I was careful with it.
Also, yes, it is impossible to walk down that hallway now because of entity cramming.
Do you have a crafting table?
Not on me, no. I have wither things, enchanted golden apples, regular golden apples, few torches. Oh, I already have.
Those are your pumpkins, yes.
Oh, okay. Last few eggs. Okay. Now stop putting them in my inventory, please. That was to the chickens.
Look, man.
Stop killing them. Just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it.
I'm
Stop
sick
killing
of it
them.
here.
The chicken fountain speaks. Well,
I thought I could break it and place it back quickly.
no.
The chickens,
No, you
there's
can't.
too many chickens.
Forget about letting the babies grow up. We will just go. I don't know if I can even place the wither blocks with this many chickens. Hold on.
You can place it against this wall.
Move, please. Move, please.
You just
Of course,
gotta
you wish
punch
we-
them.
Oh my god.
This is fine.
I'm just making a really quick wither spawning hole over here. Don't mind me. And we really hope that it comes towards us and not away.
Well, it will. That's how...
Beep, 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 beep.
This will go wonderfully.
This will go so well. There we go. Kill more chickens, please. I'm honestly down to just let it kill chickens for a bit.
I got it low so that it will, and now I'm just letting it cook. But it
It's
really,
following
really
you.
likes me. Why did it start going that way?
Where is it now? Oh, it's a dead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was trying to
40
lure it
meter
this
fence
way.
is that. Yeah, I'm gonna...
My inventory is
chickens.
full of eggs.
Yeah. Dude, let me free you. Okay.
How do you still have Wither, big man?
Okay, there's so many chickens. Surely we can get some actual...
Yeah, I got 7 out of them.
I've got 52. I would like to have... If worst comes to worst, we just go and get more wither skulls.
I
Honestly.
cannot do that for my own sanity.
It didn't take me long to get these.
It took me so long to get 0, so...
Alright, other one's here.
Alright, let me attack it so it targets me. Never mind.
It also blew up the in-progress iron golem. That was rude. I am withered. We are going to go hide with the chickens.
I got too close. I forgot it explodes.
Did you set your spawn?
I'm on my way.
Oh no. Chicken that is on you, you walked in front of my bow.
I mean, I think it might have been pushed in front of your bow.
I just watched it shoot chicken from the sky. That's rude. Oop, hello. And I'm withered again. There.
Oh, I love flying.
My dude.
There we go. This is a distance. Help is on the way.
I spawned a golem and he wandered off down the other direction.
That's fine. We don't want the golem killing the wither prematurely.
Oh, there we go. He found out about him. I almost have 2 stacks of wither roses now. The wither really wants to get to me.
I love stairs. The chickens climb the ladder.
Yes. I'm about to die. I will just commit. Because I have my spawn set.
Alright, I guess I'll take my shift. He doesn't really seem to care about me right now. Look, man, you gotta get closer. Yeah, over here, man. Hi, hello. Hi, hello. Oh, there's diamonds. Thanks, man. I really didn't think you'd hit me there.
I have 2 hearts because I just deleted the water in the thing, so come down the ladder. And maybe set your spawn in my base this time.
I'm just trying to lure him over to the chickens for you.
I appreciate that. He's gonna be closer to the chickens.
Yeah, through my efforts of poking him over and over with a pickaxe.
I appreciate you.
I was like, I can't let him die.
I mean, he's got, like, most of his health right now. I think you can poke him with a sword.
He regens. He was
know.
lowered.
I know. This way.
Like, because I'm not trying to kill him, it is allowing him to kill me.
Just, you know, set your spot. Come on, chickens. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna grab seeds from the thing and just lure the chickens to him, because they have no sense of danger.
This is true. That was an idea I had, but I was like, probably no seeds nearby.
Now I have seeds in a chest. Hold up. If I can get to the chest from the chickens. There we go.
I remembered it, and I decided it was too late, and I didn't care. I would just lure him.
Come on. But yeah, stop and set your spawn before you.
I'm getting there. I'm not even in the building yet. Give me a break.
Come on, chickens.
Rude. Unfortunate side effect of fighting someone with the fighting the wither with someone is that you will get sweeping edge. That hurt.
Sorry.
The same thing happened to me when I fought the wither with Benny on Quip 1. Bro, I just, like, we beat the wither, and then right as the final hit got hit, I just got sweeped. Be mad at me.
Down the ladder. Because I placed a torch, and apparently that deleted the water instead of the water just breaking the torch. I'm really hoping it drops a head this time. That would be fun to have.
You're almost at the chickens, man. Come on.
Oops. I mean, I've got like 2.5 stacks of wither
He
roses
seems to be
now.
really resistant to getting closer, man. Hello. Hi, break the
Oh,
blocks.
hi! Ah, we can kill it. Oh, I've got a lot of wither roses.
I have looting.
I also have looting.
I got a head.
Yeah.
I got 2 heads.
Ooh, can I have one of them?
Which would you like? They look different.
Which I Just one. Where is the nether star? Do you also have that?
I have that, yeah. It went into my inventory because it's stacked with the other one I had.
Excellent. That is ideal because it means that they are both fine. Start cooking chicken. Oh, and I'm emptying my inventory of some of the
I'm
excess
just
things.
placing deep slate in the tunnel so I can get it out of my inventory. I'm keeping the cobbled deep slate because I hate mining.
It's so fair. Getting the water.
I did all that without putting my chest plate on. Wonderful. I think I put it on the first 2 times, but the 3rd time I was just like, oh well.
It's chicken. Okay. I've got 2.5. Well, 2 and 10. Or I don't know how many wither roses do you have?
I now have 64 and 10.
Okay, hold on. 64 and 10, and then 7 more, and that's half.
64 and 17.
Yes.
Yahoo!
Alright, and what was the other wither skull look like?
It's a normal wither head. You have the one that they
Okay.
shoot.
Okay, yes. Thank you. I like the chicken. And I will clean up the rest of the mess down next. Did you pick up anything else interesting or fun?
I got 5 diamonds.
You can keep those. I have plenty of diamonds.
What's with all the fish?
I'm going to breed axolotls.
Oh, brother.
I'm not trying for a blue axolotl because I don't have the time or attention span for that. But I'm not trying.
What other purpose do you have beyond this?
I want there to be axolotls everywhere.
Okay. I hope they have water. Because I believe it was I don't remember who, someone found out the hard way that axolotls without water do just die.
Yes, I've been aware. I told you this and you didn't believe me. No, one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a little harbor down near where I fish. And so they're gonna go in the water there.
Mustard.
Yes, that's the first axolotl I got. Those are my dump chests.
I thought there would be a second axolotl.
No, the rest of the axolotls are downstairs.
There's so much. That was. It's not as bad as I've had several wither fights on camera. The second one hasn't been uploaded, but it was genuinely bad.
No, last time I fought the wither was with Luna, and one killed Luna. It was on your server, and it killed Luna, and then immediately shot and deleted all of her stuff in front of my eyes.
No, mine was
Just
stupider.
And then I helped them replace all their armor.
I thought I was gonna do something clever. I had like an obsidian box, and I was dropping TNT into it. But when the wither exploded, it broke the obsidian, and then it just flew out, and I blew up. So.
I'm detecting a theme here.
If I fight the wither
Forgetting about
normally,
the
I
wither.
don't lose. If I try to do something creative with it, I do.
I mean, we won. It died.
Losing is dying. I simply would not have.
I appreciate you helping me collect wither roses, though.
I just wanted the nether star. Like, let's get wither roses along the way. I'm like, all right, let's get wither roses along the way. Surely this will be fine for my health.
Yeah, they're gonna go at the. Some of them are gonna go at the apothecaries, not the whole stack at once, obviously. It's to the side of the portal.
I know where it is. I've been here several times.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I had to grab an ender pearl.
Yeah, I think the apothecaries is gonna go over on that other hill a little further away. It's gonna be where I do my potion brewing, and it's gonna basically just be like the weird person who lives on the hill over there and does possible magic, then no one is really sure what to make of them.
Is that not you?
In this context, it's gonna be some villagers, because I'm gonna put the clerics.
You're doing to the clerics what is officially done to the illagers. Like, you've invented illager lore, but again.
They're gonna have fun. They can brew their little potions, and I will visit them a lot because that's where all the potions will be.
I mean, how often are you using potions?
It depends on what I'm doing. Not that often.
My
but...
potion brewing area is gonna be like a meeting room, because that's what tea houses are for. So like it'll be like a place that people could gather and speak at. Then the pagoda is gonna be the nether portal, and then I think I'll make the temple complex my house. Well, the temple of the temple complex my house. And then I'll put some like nature islands around.
Oh, damn it.
What else? Because I want to have like a full like little communities, like maybe some homes. Villagers won't be able to live there; they don't deserve rights. But
See, this is the difference. I am putting my villagers in the hobbit holes.
they stay in the farming district where they belong.
I mean, they're going to be fenced into their hobbit holes. They'll get little front yards and with gardens and stuff.
It'll look like they're free.
Exactly. But actually, they don't get rights.
It's just for appearances.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're not anywhere near human level intelligence, so I think we do need to keep them in zoos for their own good. As like animals that you can't release into the wild because they're too stupid.
Yeah, which isn't great with the anti-Semitism aspect of it, which is.
I think we gotta.
We don't get to have nice things, but
I think if you just really consider how villagers look like now compared to what they were kind of based on, I think we can classify them as something else.
I mean, like the roots are there, and it's annoying, to put it very lightly.
I think Minecraft have worked really hard to make sure that the roots don't exist.
If they were doing that, then they would have renamed golems to constructs.
I mean, they are golems, aren't they?
The whole point of golems is that only Jewish people can make them. And they protect the villages, which it is very deeply Jewish lore.
This is true, but also it's just like...
That's why,
not much we can do now.
Literally, yeah, no, literally just rename them. There is an add-on that does that, and I cannot find it again, and I'm mad. Did I get myself stuck in it? I did. Excellent. I'm going to kill you, chickens, and set you free of my misery.
Set you free from my misery?
Yes, I said what I said.
Oh, I need to
now we
reset
each
my
have another
spawn.
star.
I need 3 obsidian. Is it glass panes or glass blocks?
Blocks.
Yes, that is what the book told me. I asked the question, I just go to the crafting tube.
There was a vein of diamonds uncovered in the wall, so I got 12 diamonds from that.
There was also another one that showed up, and I was like, oh, diamonds, let me mine that real quick, and then the wither just blew it up. I'm like, alright, well, I could have gotten more.
Some chicken. And I guess we will be eating chicken. I wonder if I could just hop in here and kill y'all, maybe y'all give me chicken heads. Also, I can repair my armor that way.
Need to make more rock.
Chicken heads, delightful. Because I had my little egg farm set up to make the chicken tunnel. And I was like, I don't need it to keep making eggs. And the chicken sounds are annoying. So we'll just send them on their way, shall we say.
If I'm away from the axolotls for long enough, they just start swimming in circles like they're doing synchronized swimming. It's like unobserved particles versus observed particles.
Observation of a species changes behaviors, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that chicken head. I have
Watch
so many
pot
feathers.
never boils. Please, do the little circle, please. Fine, be like that.
If you ever need feathers for literally anything, I got you.
If I ever decide that I'll actually start writing lore for Bugtown, maybe we can get some books and quills, but I really don't think I'm going to. I'm busy plotting out the intro for episode 4 of Third Life, and I haven't finished editing episode 3. I mean, well and truly, the timeline could not have been more unstable in order to allow me to edit episode 3 of Third Life.
Oh.
Because, like, I finished editing episode 2, got sick, had exams, and now I'm finally free.
Rip. Oh look, 3 more stacks of feathers that I shoved in a random chest. Whatever shall I do with them? Have you found any snipper eggs, by the way?
I have not gone out of my way to look.
Okay. I haven't found any. I have.
Those things spawn in war motions, and I don't live in those.
You are... No, you don't.
I haven't done any archaeology, to be honest.
I found a, what'd you call it? I literally just woke up. Ancient ruin. Not ancient. Trail ruin. Trail ruin. I found one in the middle of the water. And so I uncovered what I could, which gave me yellow dye, which is something I have no shortage of already.
I will steal 4 flowers from you in the near future. I don't think I have all the 2 talls, so I just need to grab them.
I gave you all the 2 talls.
Have
If
you?
you don't have them, it's because you lost them.
That might be the case, because I don't have rose bushes.
Yeah, they're all over my place. I definitely gave you some. So I have a whole bunch of them literally right here because they were.
I might have just not looked hard enough.
Because they were my way. Ooh. I have 19 stray heads. That's the most common I have, with 18 bogged.
I went to the trial chamber recently to get that heavy core, like I mentioned.
Yes.
My
That you finally acquired.
I finally got one after going to 3 trial chambers.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I got lucky and found one on my second.
I don't know why the trial, like the things reset for me on Pwip 2. Like the I could use the things over and over again. But for Bugtown, I could not use the vaults over and over again, and it's making me upset.
Yeah. That's how they're designed to be used. I think there's a bug on Pwip 2. I don't have them. I need to breed 2 donkeys, but for that I need 2 donkeys in the same place.
That's so peculiar. So okay. There's a weird discrepancy. So I have all of these in 4x4 squares, and then there's one at the end due to an iceberg being right next to it, which is it's a 4x4, but the bottom left corner has a missing block of the thing, which doesn't allow it to be a full 4x4, right? So it's a 4x4 with the bottom left having an extra block, making it 5 wide. I put the sponge block in. Every single water block on the layer that I needed to be gone is gone. On the ones that are perfect 4x4s, there's a little corner of water that stays. So somehow the extra block of water gets rid of all the water, while the non-extra block of water leaves 1 block of water.
Rip.
I love game mechanics. Like, now that I think about it, now that I want to put the thing underwater, the sheep barn, I think I'll have to sponge that out.
At
I was
least you
like-
have lots of sponges.
I was like, yeah, this will be nice because I won't have to hear the sheep. But, I have to put in the effort to get rid of that. So I'm going to use the stone to terraform the island below with some gravel so that it connects to the ocean floor. And then I'll have to remove all the water from within the quote-unquote mountain. Because islands are just underwater mountains that breach the surface. Oh. Man. I'm going to steal 2 of your sheep and breed them a bunch.
That's fair.
Hello, creeper. You want to try and do something?
You probably can find sheep closer than me. Just saying.
That's a wonderful idea. This is not a true statement, though.
You sure?
Look at where I am.
I know, but like, surely there's somewhere.
Please
would
look very
normally
closely at my map.
transport sheep through the nether.
I need you to look very closely at my map. I don't know where I'd find them. There's a plains over here, and sheep don't spawn there as frequently as... Yeah, this plain's really far away. Do they corral sheep in savannas?
I don't think so. Might be worth checking. Maybe they do.
Hello, Drowned. You really want to try and hit me with that shovel, don't you?
I don't know savanna biomes as well as I know plains biomes. For obvious
Oh, Lil Miss plays in flat, doesn't know how to play not flat world.
I do know how to play in a not flat world. I just don't know as many details about biomes that aren't plains. Which is why I like to live on mountains when I'm not playing super flat.
Oh, I keep forgetting to show the thing when I build that spawn.
Have you not shown that on stream yet?
No, the last stream I did on Bugtown was me gathering the materials, and then last stream period was before Among Us I announced that I had finished the build that I was doing on Bugtown, but never showed it.
It's highly cursed.
It's not cursed. I reject that notion.
You can reject it all you want, it's true.
I think you're being harsh and unfair. That's not what I wanted.
I think I'm being perfectly reasonable. Die, skeleton, die. Donkey, where did you go? Skeleton killed the donkey moves. So mad. No, there it is. All is well. All is well. I would say the skeleton gets to live another day, but they're already dead. So.
Well, they're undead. Do vampires have life?
No, I mean I killed it.
Oh, I thought you spared it.
No, that was the. Come on. Take it out in the open so that all of these zombies can burn to death.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I forgot how instantly visible this was. Look at that, everyone.
Art TN.
Well, I am an artist. I would know. It's so fantastic. Genuinely,
Then.
I had the idea.
It is genuinely impressive.
It's really stupid how this came to me. Like, I had the idea and immediately was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And so I got a PNG, I put it into like a translator, and the translator was bad. I used a stupid interface. It was not a good idea. But it did give me all the blocks I needed. Like, I removed a bunch of blocks, I reset a bunch of things, but it didn't give me it as like a list or a schematic. They gave me it layer by layer of what blocks I needed. And then finally at the bottom, it gave me a list of like the resources, but they weren't like in any good order. So I kind of made my own list based off of their list. And so the thing is, I wanted it to be 50 blocks wide. I accidentally, without realizing, because I didn't look, I made it 50 blocks tall. So it's actually 90 blocks wide. A little over 90.
Large.
And so I grabbed all the materials, and I was like, man, this is a lot of resources that I'm gathering. And then Luna's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm gathering resources, and Luna asked to help, so I gave them the list. And like, your list sucks. I'm like, look, I'm working with what I have. And so I get all the materials, for the most part, with Luna helping on like the smaller, like the ones that I don't need a lot of, just like the tiny items, like one-off blocks and stuff. I come to spawn, I make a 50-block platform, and I'm like, hey, I've run out of space. And I've not used all the blocks per layer that I need. Because I basically took the image, I translated it into a PNG, and so I have the block pixel by pixel, quote unquote, of the 90 by 50 image, and I'm zooming in and looking at which blocks are necessary, and I'm just placing them based on the photograph I have next to it. And so I set it all up, and I'm like, this is too small. What happened? So I check the image, and I do some math, like 5, 10, 15, 20, and I go, oh no. Oh no.
A mistake has been made.
So I had to do some terraforming around the bottom so that it was visible.
Sorry about that, excuse me.
It really was just, I had one thought, and I was like, alright, well, I have to follow through on it. And I just followed through on it. Mind you, this is right after watching the Minecraft movie, like maybe 2 or 3 days, and I'm like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something about it. But yeah, I don't think I've seen Spawn since, I don't think I've shown Spawn since day one, so this is what Spawn looks like. There's like community stuff. Ashton's building.
I haven't been to Spawn, so.
This looks like this is actually worse than what Benny would make. What the hell? Ash logged on the other day while I was AFKing for Kelp, so I know that they've been working. Like, I saw that they did log on. And they took a while before they logged off, so it's just... This is what they made. Surely they have a house somewhere else. They can't let this happen. But there's this person who logged on who was not whitelisted and left signs to their Twitter. They're just like, Twitter, like, and then their username, and it's like, that's crazy. Out of all the things.
Twitter in this day and age.
Yeah, Miro's working on a hot air balloon, because their lore is like, they're a multi-dimensional traveler by accident, and their air balloon just kind of takes them places.
Honestly, that sounds delightful.
I was like, okay, so I genuinely had to like, because they hadn't thought about it very much. So it was just me going, like, asking questions like, so is the hot air balloon like, are they traveling through dimensions? Or is it like, do they notice do they see the space between dimensions, or are they just skipping from dimension? And they're like, they're just having to answer questions they've never thought of. I'm like, but they're traveling dimensions. You have to answer those questions.
There we go. That's one more animal thread checked off the list.
They're working on a character for like a different thing, and they were inspired by the death of Cod, so they're making a detective character.
That's fun.
Specifically, there was the one where I investigated Paper for murdering my chickens. And so they're making like a detective noir type detective. It's like, all right. If you do that, you have to do the voice. You gotta hit them with it was a dark and stormy night, and then smooth jazz starts playing. It was March 14th, 1937. This hellhole of a city just keeps getting worse. But at least it's my hellhole. I was down at the dingy bar around the corner. You got long monologues that go nowhere. Until I saw a beautiful bombshell of a woman walk in. A woman like that doesn't belong in this part of town. I knew something was up.
Where did I put my glass bottles for honey collecting? Apparently I put them downstairs? Question mark? I did put them downstairs. Now I had enough ancient debris to make one scrap of netherite, or one netherite ingot, and so I have a netherite shovel. And that is all.
You should have put it on your hoe.
I wanted to. That was my original plan, but then I was mud mining. And
Oh yeah, the cauldron
needed a
mud thing
shovel
doesn't
that was
work.
big. It doesn't.
Yeah, I realized that when I was gathering materials and I had used some mud and packed mud and stuff on my thing. I just placed a bunch of dirt down. I was just water bottling. I'm like, I hate it here.
I figured it out immediately, and I talked about it. Actually, I said it out loud, and I'm pretty sure you were part of that conversation.
It must have been a while ago because I threw them all in the cauldron for the second time because they didn't work the first time. I was like, maybe it was just a bug that day, and so like I did it a second time to the other day to gather materials. Just like, this is awesome. But at least that gives me an excuse to make a mud making machine.
Hate making mud anyway. There literally any way to do it other than throwing in a cauldron. It is just not fun for me. Which is kind of funny because I enjoy doing manual grinds. But I think I've just done the mud one so many times, so often, because I use so much mud when I'm building, that it lost the appeal really fast.
I have never been a fan of manual labor.
Oh, well, hello, sheep.
And you can quote me on that. I think Coolsville sucks! Oh, you probably not watched the Scooby-Doo movie.
I have not, but I do know that reference.
Oh, thank heavens.
It is a very famous meme, in my opinion. As far as I'm aware, it might not be famous, and I might just be old.
I mean, when it comes to being a famous meme, it greatly depends on what generation you're from. Like, we both know what loss is.
Yes. My favorite meme interaction is still when one of my after-school kids tried to explain the Elmo on fire meme to me, and I had to break it to this child that not only am I aware of that meme, I have adapted it multiple times to be Discord emojis.
Not even that, it's just like that Aslan, do not select the deep
Yeah,
magic to bewitch.
It's like, sweetie, you weren't born yet when the meme was created while I
How
was
old? Wait, hold on. How old was that kid? What year?
It was he might have been born. He was one of my upper elementary kids. It would have been like 2022-ish. So he was maybe 9 or 10 then. What year was the Homo meme? I don't know chronology.
Because I know it originated from it wasn't actual Elmo. It was like somebody made a really bad frosting cake of Elmo that looked hideous.
Yeah,
and then they cropped him. Know Your Meme has titled it Elmo Rise.
Yes, that's what it is. If you...
Oh, I thought it... Oh, I forgot that it looked... Oh! I remembered it as just a frosting drawing and not a literal standing Elmo.
Yeah, I think there were multiple layers of adaptation to make the meme.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read this for you.
Okay.
The earliest known example of the Elmo Rise image was posted on November 1st, 2012 by CakeRex.com user Jen. So it was posted knowing it was a bad. The writer describes the image as if it's wearing the stricken expression of someone who will give you all the candy you want if you please just don't hurt him, then you're probably looking in a mirror. So go have some fun-sized Snickers and put your feet up, my friend, because you've earned it. On June 28th, 2013, Tumblr user Deru666 reblogged the image from CakeRex.com and added the comment, "Rise."
Yep,
Several
that's
years
always
later,
Tumblr.
on October 5th, 2015, the post received more than 250,000 notes over the 5 years.
It's always Tumblr.
On February 14th, 2014, Tumblr user Narville posted an animated GIF of the Elmo picture against a flaming background titled "All Hail Helmo, our Dark Lord of the Internet." It only received 837 notes, but later reposts received over 300,000 notes. Over a year later, on July 24th, 2015, YouTuber Brady Cloud published a video of the GIF, and as of May 2018, the video has 13,000 views. And that's how its fame started.
Good for Elmo. Very proud of him.
Apparently, the term Helmo reached peak searchability in November to December of 2020. I wonder why.
I wonder what was going on in 2020 that might help people relate with the mangled Elmo cake on fire.
I wonder why Helmo specifically was prudent in November 2020. Beats me.
Hmm.
I'm saving up for a
There you
beacon.
are. There you are.
I mean, all illusions aside, I think I might have enough iron for a beacon, but I like having an emerald beacon.
That's usually what I use for beacons too. 'Cause
I like to be a
usually
little bit
end up
fancy
a lot
with
of
it. How many is it necessary? It's 3, 5, that's 15, 25. That's 40. 40 plus 49, 89. And then the last layer is 9 by 9, right?
I think so.
So that'd be 89 plus 81. That is a full 100. Okay. I'm right. So I have enough then. 64 and 36. So I have enough for a full beacon.
Yeah.
Where should I put this sucker? As with everything else in this area, it will be unceremoniously dumped somewhere.
You will have a beacon. Hello, sir. Excuse me. May I pass? Why are you walking into lava? Why are you walking into the lava stream? Why are you doing that?
Minecraft mobs are silly, goofy even.
And there you go. You're not burning.
Oh, was it 2 stacks? Did I do my math wrong? Is it not a 9 by 9 at the bottom?
think it is. Because it's 9 by 9 and then
It's
7
4
by
layers,
7,
isn't it?
5 by 5, 3 by 3, 2 by 2. Or, well, not 2 by 2. 3 by 3.
Hold on, I
and
did my
then the
math wrong
beacon.
somewhere. Because I did 15 plus 25 for some reason. Hold on. 9 plus 25 plus 7 times 7 is 49, right?
7 times 7 is 49.
Okay, I got that right. 9 plus 25 plus 49 plus 81. 164. How did I just get 100 out of nowhere? For some reason, I did 49 plus 41 in my head or something? Or 49 plus 51 in my head? I don't know. I can't explain the mistakes I've made. Yeah, that's 2 stacks for sure.
I mean, my
'Cause-
mistakes are that I just currently jumped off the fortress out my Elytron, but we won't talk about it.
Talk about it a little.
It's all good. I didn't die because feather falling, and now I. Oh my goodness! Hello.
Jump scare.
There's like 20 wither skeletons on top of that one part, and I just landed in the middle of them.
I think you might have loaded the chunks for too long, Rain.
I need to land nearby so I can shoot them. Because I am trying to get another wither skull because I like having one on display. Just have to figure out how to get there. Again. I think it's up that side. Hello.
To be fair, I don't have to fill this with emeralds. I could fill it with iron and get away with it. I'm gonna do it for the commitment. But...
Hello, you.
the way I go. I like how loading a resource pack just eliminates all sounds. And so, like, you have to wait till the flying loop sound effect starts again. Oh, that is such a weird look. I have minimal armor on. It looks peculiar. Like, the front of your face just does not have anything whatsoever on it. It's like a laurel like one of those flower... It's not a crown.
Oh, it does. Like a. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, the rest makes sense. Shoulder pads, shin guards, boots. But then the head is just, like, nothing. I think it's funny that, like...
You have won the original Olympic Games. Congratulations.
So true. And it's just as rotted as the original wreath probably is.
For your prize, you get olive oil and women. Ow, 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 ow. Die, die, die. I hate magma cubes so much.
I wasn't expecting that.
Is it historically inaccurate?
I don't know what to do with that.
You're welcome, question mark?
I'm like, do I make a joke? Do I just be like, man, ancient Greece, like, I don't know where to go with that, Ray.
Where did it? I have lost. Oh, hello, there you are. I found him. I also found a ghast that is trying very hard to kill me. Oops. Ghast here. Yay. You need to go over there. Okay.
Like, my first thought was like I was wondering if it would be okay to say, man, I do love women, but I think olive oil is just for gay men. And I had a debate with myself, like, is this appropriate? Is this a good thing? Is this an okay thing to say?
I am listening. I'm just also trying to not die to wither skeletons right now.
I just be placing blocks. Like the song goes.
Oh, I'm gonna die again. I just found this. Ah! Dang it!
Alright, y'all need to stop spawning on this. Go away.
I should probably go get like food IRL.
Like, right before stream started, like, I almost accidentally started streaming with the wrong title because I was like rushing. It's like I wanted to start streaming at 3 exact. And so I was rushing it, like, so I didn't finish till like 2:55. I was like, oh shoot, it's 2:55. I gotta. But I had ordered myself some waffles with some bacon and eggs, classic American breakfast, because I did not eat breakfast. And I was like, it was like pretty. It was like 2. And I was like, oh, I wake up at 10 on most days. I've been waking up at 8 recently, and then like no, go back to sleep. I went to bed so that I would be able to wake up at 10. I would get my full 7 to 8 hours. You're messing. I'm not gonna get 6 hours of sleep. Go back to bed. But like my body's trying to be waking me up at 8 o'clock for some reason. I think it's like my body senses the dog. Because the dog goes on a walk at around 8. I think it feels the door open.
because I'm on call and at my sister's house, my mom is making food, which means that I know she was planning on making brisket mashed potatoes today, but I don't know. She's already done that.
Well, brisket typically starts early, before dinner time actually arrives. So if you guys have dinner at like a normal time of like 6 to 7,
No.
it's...
Everything is scheduled around the birds.
So when does dinner typically happen?
If it happens as dinner, it's usually, I think, around 5-ish. I don't know. I don't live here.
Okay, well then it should have been started cooking a while ago if you're eating at 5.
Oh, the brisket was already cooked. It's going on the mashed potatoes, like, it's loaded mashed potatoes with brisket on them. Because that was easier than brisket baked potatoes. Less work for my mom.
I mean, brisket mashed potatoes is what I'm used to, but loaded mashed potatoes with brisket, this is the type of gluttony they talk about in the Bible. I think that's one of my favorite phrases to come out of like modern culture. Is like, this is the type of blank they speak about in the Bible, and they just name one of the 7 deadly sins, and it's like, they don't speak about the 7 deadly sins at all in the Bible. The 7 deadly sins are not a thing. Like, that's why I think Catholicism is kind of the funniest part of like one of the sects of Christianity. Is like, you're just making things up, actually.
It's like one of the popes had a fetish, and now this is a thing.
Not even that. It's just like, oh yeah, and also the saints. They're all holy now too. They're like, I was like, what? Huh? Wait, what?
That's from the Roman tendency to just fold local religions into theirs as a recruiting tactic. That's where that comes from.
Like, it made so much sense when Romans were like multi-theistic. It's like, yeah, I'm polytheistic. It's like, oh yeah, you have a bunch of gods that you can collect to their other bunch of gods. But once you convert to Christianity, it's like, well, I guess Matthew's a god. As like an art history person, like I have to be semi-engaged with like anthropology, but like I took an anthropology course, and it was it's that like the thing is, you're never gonna be not allowed to study things in like real life. So like exams that make it so that you cannot like use your notes are so confusing to me. It's like, I'm gonna, in the future when I have to refer to this, I'm gonna go to my notes. I'm not gonna remember it off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
So like Anthropology 101, which is about culture, and Anthropology 102, which is about biology. Like both of the classes that I took for that have absolutely no like notes allowed. All from the top of the dome, and it's like, you're ridiculous. But, like, at least I liked my Anthropology 102 class. I liked the professor. Anthropology 101 is like, he was always just a little bit pretentious, you know? Like, not in the way that it's like, he's stuck up about it.
Experience, anthropology professors are either the best, or it's like, there's something off about you in a way that I don't like.
Like, he always, like, doing, like hemming and hawing about something. Is like, he'll say something bad about the current administration, but then he like kind of back off a little bit about it. I'm like, or he'll be like, now I'm not one to claim this, and this, but you know this, and this. I'm like, I think you claimed it. I think you did. I think you have made that claim.
Commit.
But yeah, Anthropology 102 is just learning about monkeys, and that's awesome, so... I love my monkey class. Oh, you are?
For food
Yes.
I am hungry.
But I have all these monkey facts.
Can do monkey facts next stream.
Sigh.
I'm hungry. I just woke up like an hour and a half ago.
I wonder why.
Yeah. It's early for me too. This is how much I love you.
Gasp. I mean,
Have fun.
bye
with your
bye.
sponges.
I won't. Yeah, Rain works a late night, so their schedule is all nocturnal, and so they wake up in like the afternoon before they go to work at night. And so that means whenever we want to hang out with Rain, like they can hang out later than we want to be awake, and they can hang out later than we are awake. You know, it's like especially, but like because my schedule is built around having college in the afternoon, so I don't have to do it early in the morning. Uh, and a lot of my friends live on the West Coast, like LA. I built my schedule to be like not as late as Rain, but like it's late enough that it's semi convenient for me. Like it almost matches up with mine, but they stay up far later than I stay up, just by proxy of working the graveyard shift. But basically, yeah, I thought I was gonna get. I'm probably gonna get some building in, because we like to have our Bugtown streams be 3 hours long, and we haven't hit the 3 hour mark yet. So we could probably wrap this up before then and build like the base platform. But we've had a pretty good stream. We discussed architecture, the history behind the building. I showed you the resource that is more researched than I am, so that's, you know, a good source. They have a script. It's mostly the thing. Like if I were to explain the tea house, I'd have to make a script. Like I can't do it top of my dome because it's again it's a building that your bedtime is 9 a.m. and it's fantastic. That's when I wake up. That's just a crazy thing to say. But right, so TSs are the architect, like pagodas. When the difference, see, this is why I use scripts a lot of the time. Pagodas are built around the fact that they are architecture. Everything that is dependent on their shape, their size, their structure, is a lot of it is to do with the fact that it is structurally sound. It is because it is a feat of engineering. It is a purpose. It serves as a stupa, as a reliquary in its origins, but mostly it's just a place to be in to worship the Buddha. There's nothing specific that you need to do within there beyond circle around the center structure. If it is a type of pagoda, like not all cultures do circumambulation. So if it is a pagoda for circumambulation, that's the most important part, with statues of the Buddha within the center and stuff like that. In Japan specifically, ads are over. Wonderful. But with tea houses, they don't have just like, oh, this is a building where we think Buddha's really cool. They're like, the whole thing is built around being simple, and so any architecture that's there has a reason because it is breaking the simplicity. It's not just a flat wall. It is a window for what purpose? It is a teapot for what purpose? And so this is all built around being a tea house and having the tea ritual ceremony within it. And so when I'm discussing tea house architecture, it's a lot harder to just describe it off the top of your head, because you can just list facts about the architecture of pagoda off the top of your head. And you're like, well, it's 5 stories tall, tallest pagoda, oldest pagoda, they're wooden structures, they have center beams, whatever. Like the cool things about pagodas are the fact that it's an architectural feat. The cool things about tea houses is that they're really culturally significant. And so you have to remember all the parts of the culture, like the names and such, and that's where things come in difficult. That's where the difficulty comes in, sorry. And so that's why like having that video at the start and like just letting it explain it because it's scripted and researched makes my life so much easier. It's just, I will end up making a video about the TS. A lot of people really wanted me to do more architectural deep dives through the lens of Minecraft after I made the Pagoda episode, and it's like, ooh. Like people subscribe, it's like subscribing for more architecture. I'm like, yeah, man, that's what I do around here. You're right. I mean, I have spoken about art previously, not as in depth, Like, I did Glazed Terracotta is Good, actually, as a video. And that was about the way that they can be used. And, like, what the... Not the benefits, like, what is the good to see in Glazed Terracotta? And it wasn't a scripted video. It was just like, hey, man, I like using these blocks. Here's how I've used them. Here's the patterns they make. Use your creativity to be inspired to do something with it. And I mentioned some art history in there. But like barely. It's like, hey, this is why. Like I discussed what I was complaining about earlier, like the hacks of modern art versus like the people who actually make good art, modern art. So like I joked about the hacks, and I didn't really bring up the good ones. So I should probably make a video about good modern art. I need to clear its name. I need to defend it from myself. I'm gonna bring up art history in Third Life. The thing is, I've always wanted to do more of it. But specifically, I want like the Super Geek character that's within Third Life is consistent with the Super Geek character in Eclipsed and like all Origin stuff that I've been doing. Like that's typically the same guy. And so that character of Super Geek, that specific one, likes quoting like literature and reading and paintings and stuff. I think like General Thrawn, maybe from the Timothy Zahn novels. Modern Star Wars is kind of, because they want to make Thrawn a big bad and not a succinct one arc character, he's kind of become less cool. Like, he consistently won over and over again before he was finally defeated in that trilogy of Timothy Zahn novels. And so he is a big threat because he was always winning because of how intelligent he was until he was finally succumbed to his own, like, pride. You have to read the novels. I don't want to spoil it. It's a very good story arc. But when they brought him back because he's such an iconic villain from before Disney bought it, Disney said, hey, all these books are now alternate universe extended canon. They're canon until they aren't, basically, but they're not going to be confirmed canon until we do something with them. And so they're rewriting Thrawn stuff, which made him appear more consistently. It is a very good Fatal Flaw story. Also, Rain, you just left this here. That little hole in the ground. Because he's in a lot more stuff, he has to be a more consistent villain. He can't lose, he can't die. So he has to have consistent losses, because the heroes can't lose over and over again in Star Wars Rebels. So it's just like, man, he's not as cool. When you went to mine ice a while ago, you left just a strip of knot, like a hole in the ice. And you didn't replace it with water, so it hasn't frozen back over. Yeah, I need to go back to reading. I've been so busy that I've been working on videos and like setting things up for videos or like doing classwork. I haven't been able to just read. I have this Leonardo da Vinci biography that I just want to finish, man. No, it's literally right over here, Rain. It's right here. It is like maybe 40 blocks. All right. Oh, that wasn't you? Who stole my ice? Somebody mined my ice without permission. This is my biome. I'm not even out of render distance. They have to know I live here. How disrespectful. I have to fill this all back in. How rude. There we go. That should all freeze back over. Yeah, I always keep 2 water buckets on me to create a source. Easy peasy. I think next build I do is definitely the pagodas. Well, see, I have to design the pagoda so that it is a nice distance away from the temple, which means I have to figure out how big I want the temple to be. And I'm currently basing the pagoda off of the Toji Pagoda in the Kyoto region because it's the tallest one, and I want a really big building. So there isn't a Toji temple next to it. So I'll have to design it after a different one. And I'll actually have to start studying temples, because I haven't studied temples at all. I studied pagodas and I studied tea houses. I have no idea what's up with temples, so that's like not even like me using like prior things I had learned from my art history studying, because that wasn't in the course I took. So, because we kind of like skimmed over Japan. It was, well, we had a good lengthy, because classes are like 3 hours long. So we had a good lengthy discussion about pagodas. I mean, about Japan, but it wasn't, it was just one class when it wasn't several weeks. Like, because all art in Japan and in Asia kind of derives from Buddhism. Like, Hindus weren't making art until Buddhists started making art. So Buddhism is like the inciting incident for art all over Asia. Barring Southwest Asia. Like, speaking specifically South, Southeast, East. Like, it all comes back to India, and Buddhism specifically. And so, we spent a lot of time in China, because China did a lot of time developing art beyond where it started in Buddhism. And so by the time it gets to Japan, it's around, like, the Ming Dynasty. Like, Taoism and Buddhism, culture, artwork, pottery, then leads into Japan. Yeah, we spent one class on it. And so we went over the Yayoi, the Nara, the Heian, the Kamakura, the Muromachi, the Momoyama, and the Edo periods. And so we mentioned a couple classes prior when we were discussing stupas, the evolution of the concept of the evolution, because that's like those doodles that you saw in the pagoda video are based on doodles I had in my sketchbook of stupas and pagodas. And so started with the Shinto religion, with the Okamis, then in Nara. Koreans evangelized Japan with Buddhism in the 11th century. Which again, like it's the only reason Buddhism, like Buddhist pagodas are in Japan is because of Korea. And the fact that so many places I see just go straight from China to Japan in terms of like when I'm researching pagodas, they go like, this is Chinese pagoda, this is Japanese pagoda. I'm like, go to Korea. Go to Korea. Like in the textbooks that I have on art history, they're mostly focused on Western art history. So the fact they have any Asian art at all is just like a miracle. But they skim over it like nobody's business. They just go like, and Korea. But you know, that's why I called them out. I was like, hey guys, look at some cool Korean pagodas. The thing is, a lot of Korean pagodas, they burned down. So it's not like... Some of them got reconstructed, but so they're not the original buildings, but they are like very good representations of what was there. I discovered that while I was researching for the video, I was trying to find nice pagodas to show. Only one of the pagodas I showed is still standing from its original time. One of them was burned down, and then models still exist of it. And then a building not in the same location as the original pagoda was built and is now being used as a restaurant. As the replica is used as like a dining hall, I think. But it's like, hey guys, we're referencing that. It's like, okay, it's a tragedy that the building burned down. So it's like, it'd be like if somebody rebuilt the World Trade Center and said, hey guys, want to go to this really cool dining pavilion? It's built like the buildings that got destroyed. It's like, what? Why would you do that? What drove you to this? And then the third one I showed was destroyed and burned down and was rebuilt in the same place. So I don't remember which ones it was. I'd have to look at the pictures and point them out to you because Korea's, again, not my expertise. Japan's only not even my expertise right now. I'm still studying it as I build these, so... I want to go more in depth on Japanese architecture, but it's really hard to know where to look for me. So I've been doing this, like, just kind of parsing my way through to the dark, trying to do as much research as feels, like, appropriate. I kind of just research until I feel like I know enough, and then I do a little bit more research just in case I've missed anything. Like, you never know what you don't know. So it's all up to how much research you try and put in to learn more. And so I've seen a variety of sources getting TEAHOUSE. Like, I bought a book, right? And so, like, the castles in here I might use for inspiration for the temple complex in terms of, like, what I have within it. Because I want the temple complex to be a nice, large home, so I want to have a certain amount of rooms in there. So, like, the exterior is going to be representative of an accurate temple. I also want to have, like, on the outskirts of the town, not the town, the temple complex, like a Shinto thing. I want to put, like, a Shinto religion with the separate houses. I've mentioned this to someone. I mentioned on stream about the Shinto. Like, I had a tirade, a tangent about the Shinto and how they have different locations and such. And I showed images and everything. I want to do something like that at the temple complex. But, like, on the outskirts, so it's like, oh, that's where they came from. Ostensibly, I could turn the village into a Shinto area as, like, the roots versus the final product kind of a thing. But then I'd have to decorate what I said I would never decorate. So we can turn the second village we have. Because we have two villages. One, and we connected them to the nether portal. So we could turn that second village into the Shinto area. And I wouldn't be breaking what I said about never decorating the industrial district beyond having a starter house in there. Alright, so that is this area cleared out. So this is what we need to focus on. Hey. We need 2 cobblestone slabs here. So what we have 2 hours and 50 minutes under our belt. They're going insane. Why? Oh, those aren't solid blocks. Of course they won't place. Okay, so there you go. And now the other corner that I need to focus on is mossy cobblestone slabs. Are they both mossy cobblestone? They are. Okay. And those are the only edge blocks that we need to worry about, and then we can start filling in the center. So what we're going to do is we're going to need... Ooh, that's the pond. Oh, we also need to put the layer underneath to support all the green concrete blocks. To be fair, I think it is all stone. Oh, that's gravel? That means there's going to be stone underneath it. Okay, let's just grab a bunch of stone and fill in the supporting blocks. It's like the outer ring is going to be gravel for the most part, so we can kind of stay in the interior. And if it doesn't fill in, then we know. But yeah, like I mentioned this on a Blasberry stream a while ago. It was like... other people like kind of build freehand a lot of the time, which is something you can do if it's an architectural style that you're very like comfortable and familiar with. But for me, I'm a huge perfectionist and I'm mentally ill, which are actually not mutually exclusive. I am a perfectionist because I'm mentally unwell. So when it comes to buildings, like I want to have it planned out beforehand, except like starter houses beyond the pagoda that I just did because I wanted to have the architectural style down. Starter houses, when they're not meant to be like any specific style, I build them freehand. I did it on the first Origins thing I did it on Pwip. Nothing else that you've seen, but when I play with my friends, starter house is also freehand, right? And I don't really go beyond that. Like the tea house that I did on Cobblemon that I showed you guys on one of the streams, that was freehand, right? So, is that all soul soil? Some of it's coarse dirt, some of it's moss. Okay. I think we're going to go down here and try to fill in the stone that's missing. And then we can move on to that. Yeah, so starter houses are like for me experimenting with doing freehand so that I can gain comfortability and like and building something without a template. But when it comes to like big projects that I want to be a certain way, I do typically build them beforehand. But trees are another one that I freehand a lot. I like doing trees freehand because they're natural organic shapes. They are a lot of experimentation and stuff, so they come to me naturally, you know. I just kind of grab all the natural blocks that I would typically use and just start cooking. Right, I need hoppers and glass for those. We're not going to worry actually about the underground. We're gonna use the... Okay, so the bottom layer of the lake, of the pond, sorry, is the one above this, okay. Should have some moss, some soul soil, and some coarse dirt. I'm missing stone. So exterior stuff is what we're going to focus on now. And then we can move on to the underground stuff once everything's done and dusted. Okay, we're not going to worry about the snow, because we have no way to control that. We just got to wait for the weather to happen. Huh, I didn't know I made the thing so shallow. Oh, thank you. Alright, There's my grass. There it is. We're not going to decorate the inside of the lake yet, but I can grab the mossy cobblestone slabs just to fill them in. And we're going to have to grab the cobblestone slabs as well. And we're going to grab some gravel. The spruce slabs. The spruce slabs. The rooted dirt. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah, beyond whatever's inside the pond, we should be fine. Alright, buddy. Oh, so there's no snow here. You're telling me in the frozen ocean it doesn't snow? Okay. Sure, man. I genuinely might have to just decorate it myself. Which is fine. Now they get to be placed intentionally instead of just working around. Like, I was building with the intent of, like, having to stop snow from forming. And now that isn't the case. So, I guess I'll take that into heart for the temple and the... Oh, I'm crying out loud. For the temple and the pagoda. Like, you can see me kind of just placing these down really fast, and so like, you're not really getting the full effect of how much detail I put into building this. Like, I put a lot of effort into designing this area to feel nice and calm and zen. Which I didn't, you know, especially the rules of Zen architecture. Which I did learn them at some point. The asymmetry is a big part of it. Like, let's not completely deny that I did put some stuff into this, but it was mostly like the vibes, and if I captured some aspects of the architecture by accident, then I won. But it was mostly just, if I can get the vibes to what they should feel like, then it's good. Let me grab some more gravel and something else. I'm missing more grass and stone. No, I'm not missing grass. Where aren't you placing? Oh, that's podzol. Okay. Podzol, stone, gravel. I'll grab that anyway. I think I might have mentioned this before, but architecture is I don't study art history because of the art per se. Like, as much as I love drawing and making art, and I kind of want to give painting another shot as much as I did not like painting on my first goes around, because it's about the fact that people have made it. I like learning about, like, General Thrawn is such an intriguing character to me because his whole shtick is that he studies art and he studies people's cultures and literature, and he uses that to defeat them in the name of the Empire. Like, his intelligence isn't, and he's not really like he's not humble, but he's not like bragging about like, oh, I'm so smart. He's like, this is just my most optimal way to learn about an enemy. I study their art and I use it, their culture. I figure out what makes them tick, and I use their values against them. It's like in a non-villainous way. I like studying people's culture to learn what makes them them. Why does a certain group of people hold this above everything else? Why does a group of people, like, modern day society is based entirely around what everyone before them did. Right? The reason that you eat cheeseburgers, somebody made it an American staple. How did that happen? So similarly, like, I think Japanese history is very interesting the way that it developed into modern Japan. So that's the reason. Like, the reason I study art history is like, it's literally just, how did we get here? And sometimes I'll get to have really strong opinions on the people who got us here, like Paul Gauguin, who was so gay, but like the worst person ever. Like, it's insane how awful of a person he was. Cannot be understated how evil that man was. And stupid. But boy, was he attracted to Vincent van Gogh. Like, I've discussed it before. Van Gogh was an artist at a time where, like, he didn't really have friends when he was getting into the art world, but he had a brother. And his brother told him, like, hey, I have a bunch of artist friends. They all live in this, like, little commune, I guess. If I can hook you up with them and get you into, like, an art space, and you can have, like, art buddies to help you in the art world of rants or whatever. And so Paul Gauguin and Finns van Gogh met, and like they had like Gauguin had beef with him off the rip, and like so they had like squabbles over the years, but like they were still friends. They still hung out. They're always in the same spaces, and so Van Gogh had a series of paintings about sunflowers, and two of them were purchased by Gauguin and kept above his bed. So like, he would look at them before he went to bed. It's just like, that's gay. That's gay as hell. You like men. These are the random artifacts you discover along the way when you're a fan of art history. You'll find people who were just really good friends. And then you have to look at it a little closer and you're like, no, 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 you can't fool me. Let me put that water in there, because that'll be handy later for when we have to plant the sugarcane. We're not going to deal with the trees right now. We'll deal with the pond in a bit. This is going to be a water source. Then we're going to put some cobblestone stairs here. This is something I didn't put in the schematic. This is going to be the washing bin that we mentioned earlier, the Tsukubai. I'm going to do some armor stand trickery here to make that little wooden ladle for washing your hands. But that's good enough for now. Now, I only grabbed a stack of bamboo because I am just going to plant them, and I'm just going to let them grow however they want. They don't have to be the exact heights that they were in the schematic. But now that we have the foundation built, we can get rid of this external barrier Let the water sources fill back in. And we may have to help them on their way. But we'll see. Hey. That's all filled in nicely. That area over there hasn't. There you go. That's all cleaned up. Yeah, it's starting to look nice and natural now. Okay. So we're going to freehand terraform the stone and gravel going down. It shall certainly be an experience. Oh, not what I wanted. Alright, nice, that's nice. Okay. Hey man, hey, get back over here. This is gonna actually be a lot to terraform. I do this to myself. I do this to myself. I do this to myself. That is all water sources. Wonderful. Okay. So what we're going to do is this, and to ignore everything that's below. Ta-da. Right, so we're going to ignore the building for now. I want to get all the details on the outside done. So now we can start working on the pond. So I put some bone meal in here. We have some sugarcane, some seagrass, some moss carpets. And where's our normal grass? Normal grass. Because some of it is going to be tall grass. Then we get to work on the bush. Ugh. Why are there only 6 spruce leaves? Okay, I guess I only used 6 of them. We're not going to get to work on the trees, so we're going to ignore those. Oh, and the ice. It's not doing that. There we go. Oh, I forgot the pale moss carpet. Let's make sure I've got everything else. There's my water source. There we go. Now we go underwater. What are you supposed to be? Seagrass? Sea pickle? Oh, we need shears. Oh, we need shears. Are you tall, seagrass? What are you? Glow like it. You're a mossy cobblestone slab. You are also glow like him. You're big drip leaf. We'll get back to you. You're gravel? Okay. Gravel and big drip leaf. Oh, and lily pads, yes. Right, where are you? You are Big Dribbly, facing east. Come on, Big Dribbly. Are you facing the wrong way? There we go. Okay. So it's one of those blocks that are opposites. Got it. What are you? Tall seagrass. Oh, you're one of my fake lily pads. Okay, never mind. It's not a... Okay, I'm gonna make you a water source, but that's peculiar. This is tall seagrass. You're also Big Review. You're facing south, so it means I have to face north. No! Oh, good news. I have more seagrass now. Wonderful. I hope I have enough bone meal for when I inevitably need to grow more grass. Right now, we just need to get trapdoors and coral. Now, these are also blocks that need to be faced opposite. So... No, thank you. Where's my grass? There it is. Right. I'm making sure I have all the blocks in my inventory that I can place down or being placed down. And then I can move on to the blocks I don't. I'm talking about this very methodically. When I was building the giant Steve face, I refused to do it the way that I'm doing it right now. It's just like, grab as many blocks as possible, just start shoving them down. Like, when I'm doing it on camera, it's like, I have to put on a good example of how to build. So I can inspire others to also build, you know? But when I'm by myself, all rules go out the window. None of it matters. Build as irresponsibly as possible. More bamboo here? I had just enough? That's crazy. I'm gonna put the floor in. I'm gonna put the floor in of the place so I don't fall into the hole in the ground. Not yet, but we're gonna do that to make our lives easier in a bit. Because we no longer need this, we can start putting a bunch of nonsense in here. Oh, the sugarcane do need to be grown to certain specifications. Let me get in there. Is that it? Alright, okay. There you go. What are you? Oh. Okay. Alright, let's get some azalea. More moss carpets. If we're getting the floor in, we'll get this. Where'd it go? I just, what, huh? What, huh? I just saw it. Where did the pale oak logs go? Oh, there they are. Whoa. That was weird. And then barrels. And then where's my pale moss carpets? So anything else I'm missing that needs to be being put down in this go around? Stone buttons. And redstone blocks. Alright, let's go in. Gosh. Almost. I thought I got all the carpets. No. Well, clearly not, man. Which way are you facing? North? West? North? My mind's eye. It's speaking to me. Uh-huh. No, 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 no. Hey. Hey, behave. I don't know why that's become like an instinct. Like when something's not going wrong in a video game, I just go, behave. Like, alright, man. I'm sure the video game will listen. No! What? Screw me, man. This is why we're building the floor. I left out some gravel. I can't believe it. How could I have done this? You'll have to give me a second. Let me grab a stove block real fast. Now let's put these barrels in. Hey. It's gonna come floating back up at some point. Give it a second. Dangerous game right-clicking with an axe. Okay, we got most of the floor in there. Alright, that has been 3.5 hours. 3:40 actually. So I'm gonna take a break here. Call it a day. Get on with other things like editing videos and writing scripts and getting ready because class is gonna be in a few days and I gotta be prepared for that. And oh man, I hate being a student. But such is the life of someone who wants to get a degree. Thank you all so much for watching. YouTube video will be coming as soon as I can finish it. Such is the life. Fortunately, not every waking moment can be dedicated to what I want to be doing. But yes, YouTube videos are coming out soon. Bye, Rain. I'm also going. Videos will be coming out soon. TikToks will be coming out soon. Twitter exists. If you would like to see more of me, and I will be posting you should follow me on those other platforms. They are linked on the Twitch itself. You can find them on the Twitch. Music that you've been listening to will be linked in the description of VOD as always. Bye-bye. Oh, and the video. The video will also be linked. Bye.